This is the G Podcast with your host, Talib Vi.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome to episode 206 of This is the G Podcast. Yes. You know what time it is. I'm Talib Vi. Each week we do news, politics, pop culture, that piping hot tea from the one and only Tanya B. Talib Shabazz is back. Vi, the country commentator, is back, and we're going to discuss, all this hot news. Among the topics, we'll discuss Colorado's bold move to remove Trump from the ballot. And why is hashtag Trump stinks trending? Why is it trending right now, y'all? And Mr. and Mrs. Simone Biles are under attack. We'll talk about it all. Tanya B is on holiday until 2024, and this is our last taping until 2024, so this season is up. The new season starts in January. Let's go ahead and get it started with news from Syracuse. Mike, what you got, man?
News team, assemble!
It's time for the Week in News with Syracuse Mike.
An appeals court has ruled that the Georgia election interference case against former Trump Chief of Staff Mark Meadows must remain in state court. Meadows had hoped to move his case to federal court because he thought it would help him. The court basically said Meadows was not acting in his official capacity as Chief of Staff based on the allegations against him. It didn't take long. After actor Jonathan Majors was found guilty of assaulting his ex-girlfriend, Disney Marvel Studios dropped him. Majors was already let go by his management company, publicists, and from a number of other projects earlier this year. In a stunning move, Colorado Supreme Court has ruled that former President Trump is constitutionally disqualified from serving as president again because of his actions resulting in the 2021 January 6th insurrection. The Colorado court cited the 14th Amendment and ruled that Trump cannot appear on the state's presidential ballot next year. Now, to be clear, this decision will in all likelihood be decided by the U.S. Supreme Court. There are at least 20 other states dealing with legal efforts to keep Trump off the ballot. Former President Trump has responded to Colorado Supreme Court decision to ban him from the state's election ballot. Wednesday, he posted on his Truth Social site, "What a shame for our country. A sad day for America." Republicans, including his presidential rivals, have largely lined up behind Trump, blasting the ruling for interfering in the right of Americans to pick their leaders. The White House says President Biden spoke to the president of Mexico concerning the large number of migrants coming to the border. National Security Council spokesperson John Kirby.
President Biden has asked Secretary of State Tony Blinken, Secretary of Homeland Security Alejandro Mayorkas, and White House Homeland Security Advisor Liz Sherwood Randall to travel to Mexico in coming days to meet with President Lopez Obrador and his team to discuss further actions that can be taken together to address current border challenges.
Former New York City mayor and Trump attorney Rudy Giuliani filed for bankruptcy Thursday after a jury found him liable for nearly $150 million in damages to two former Georgia election workers for defamation. In his petition, Giuliani estimates he has assets worth between $1 million and $10 million, with liabilities between $100 million and $500 million. Ruby Freeman and Shea Moss's attorney said the bankruptcy filing wouldn't protect the former mayor. Lawyers are believed to be moving quickly to ask for liens on Giuliani's properties in New York and Florida while researching to find out how he may be making money. There is a recording of former President Donald Trump pressuring Michigan canvassers not to certify the 2020 presidential election, according to the Detroit News. They unsuccessfully attempted to rescind their votes in favor of certification the next day. The Michigan case, which also includes fake electors, is similar to the Georgia case, where Trump has been indicted over his attempts to overturn his loss here. President Biden announced that he is pardoning Americans who have used marijuana in the past, including those who were never arrested or appeared in court. The proclamation includes offenses related to use and possession on certain federal lands that were not covered by a 2022 proclamation. This means all lawful permanent residents in possession of marijuana for their personal use and those convicted of similar crimes are pardoned. It does not apply to those in jail for selling weed, which is illegal under federal law. The president also called on governors to take similar steps to erase certain state-related marijuana convictions.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Man, thank you so much, Mike. Syracuse Mike, or don't you say it, Talib. Don't you say it. I don't want Mike coming after me for the holidays now. What's up? Appreciate you, Mike. Thank you, man. And the crew is here, y'all. The crew is here together for how long has it been? Let me just.
Yeah, it's been a minute. It's been a minute.
How to pass this? Say how long?
That long.
Appreciate you. Talib Shabazz is back in the building. What's up, Talib? Yes.
Hey, how y'all feeling? Good to be back amongst my brothers, my brethren.
Yes. And the country commentator is back.
Yes, he is. Glad
he got
to be
some
back.
Anointed oil. From last week. I'm not gonna mention it, Vi. I'm not gonna mention it.
You
I'm
already
not gonna mention it, Deacon.
You already have.
Vi was on fire last week.
Hey, I'm just like Kurt Franklin. I'm here.
Hey, man. Look. Hey, you asked me, is this PG? Nope.
I set myself up, didn't I?
Look, did I give you the wrong answer?
You did not. Hey, I didn't realize what I did till I was listening to the show the other day. I'm going, dang, man, you just went off. Okay. Yeah, you was on one, Vi. He was on one.
He was on one. Hey, but this is gonna be a condensed episode. No tea this week with Tanya B. So we just gonna cap it all, recap it all in this segment, pretty much, y'all. And I'm just gonna jump right into it. Mike mentioned it in the news update. Colorado, man, is just doing its thing, and the 14th Amendment. I mean, we've been talking about it since. You know what I mean? Since January 6th. Yeah. The fact that this was eventually going to catch up with him. Section 3, Amendment, 14th Amendment. So I'm going to start with you, Talib, and then Vi, you jump in. Is Colorado doing the right thing?
Yep.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because some people feel, and again, the thing is, a lot of people feel that the voters should eliminate him.
No, I mean,
go ahead, Vi. Go ahead, Talib first,
okay.
and then Vi. Yeah, go ahead, Talib.
I would definitely prefer that to be the case. But, everybody's acting like Trump is not guilty of something. You know what I mean? It's like, yo, man, you've lost court cases. You know what I mean? You're not a felon, but no, man, you can't be. Listen, I thought that a convicted felon was not able to run for office or do anything in this country.
Not true.
Not in terms of holding a position that high. So, I mean, what are we really talking about?
Yeah, so true. Vi?
My thing is, can a convicted felon vote?
No.
Some places.
My thing, if a convicted felon can't vote, how can he hold an office as a president? If he can't vote, what sense that make? And my thing is, Trump is still saying the same thing.
Yeah.
So since he got the nerve to say the same thing, go to trial.
Right. Yeah.
You really believe it? Go to trial. Prove your case that you didn't do it.
Well, see, but you know what's going to happen, Vi, is the same thing that happened in every court case. Leading up to the case, they're going to say anything that they want. When they get in there, they're going to tell the truth. The case will be dismissed or dropped.
I have no problem with that.
And then they'll come back out and then tell the lies all over again.
I have no problem with that. Because if he tell the truth, he can't run.
Yeah.
So how you going to explain to me why you ain't running? Well, so why can't you run, Mr. President, Mr. Trump?
Right.
Since you say you didn't do it, but you got behind closed doors and came out and said you can't run. So what? No, I really don't care how it comes out. He can say all he wants. If they say he can't run, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Justice is done for, I'm concerned.
Well, I'm going to say this, man. If you listen to this podcast, I mean, bottom line is the bottom line, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I agree with what Colorado is doing. I agree with several other states who are doing the same thing. It's sad, that his Republican, I guess the folks who are running against him in the primary, won't even stand up and admit that he was wrong. And the 14th Amendment is what it is. Because the most interesting thing about this is a lot of Republicans, a lot of these folks are what we call federalists, okay? And they believe in the Constitution to the letter of the law. If you do believe that the Constitution should be adhered to the letter of the law, then you believe the 14th Amendment is right, because he did advocate insurrection. They have proof of it on film, audio, however you want to look at it. So you agree with it. I mean, so it's either you believe in states' rights or you don't. Right. And basically what Colorado is saying, that we are basically using states' rights to eliminate a man who basically pushed an insurrection off our ballots. This whole thing came up basically after the Civil War. Right. It was intended to keep, of course, the damn.
I read that part.
It was intended, and you know what? To be quite honest with you, we're very close to that. I mean, I don't want to push that on America, but we are. Considering the attempt, it was very much like, we are still in the same arena of a possibility of the same thing happening, because I don't think we've done everything possible to stop it. So Talib, you got more thoughts? Then I'll close it out with you, Vi.
Really, man, it's just this election just becomes, how ridiculous can it be? You know what I mean? And it just keeps compounding and compounding. It's just stupid at this point.
Yeah. Okay, Vi, you close it out. Go ahead.
Well, it's just like, we can't help ourselves. I mean, my thing, what is so enticing about this man that make a country so divided that we want to put him in office?
Right.
Yeah. I don't think the Republicans think, I think if the Republicans feel like they're scared of him, they don't think if they all got together and say, no, we don't want you in, he can't run.
Yeah.
But they too scared to do that. Then it make me think, they're over half of them is on his side. They want him in there.
Right.
Yeah. I'm not going to get into the rationale. I agree with you both. And just to kind of close it out on a humorous note, if there is any humor to be found in this, I watch trending all week on X, formerly known as Twitter, right? I love trending. Right. If anything about X, formerly known as Twitter, trending is just the best tool ever to see what's going on in the country. So what's been trending is smelly Trump. I don't know if you've seen this, right?
Yeah, I did.
There is a former Republican senator who basically says that there's an odor around. There's physically, like literally an odor. Allegedly he wears Depends or he has adult diapers or whatever on, right, and they don't get changed often, and there's an odor that that emanates.
And we want him in office.
Hold on, Trent.
Look. It's
he can't
trending.
Change himself.
It's trending.
like, really? Are you that wealthy? Are you that wealthy when you don't change your own diapers, Trump?
But I looked at this, right? I thought it was like a figurative thing. I thought it was just, just somebody being, hey, his policy stinks. No,
he stinks.
He stinks.
It's not that he's that wealthy. He's that lazy.
Man.
He's that lazy.
Dude, it's smelly Trump. I mean, Trump smells. I kid you not. I'm not making this up. So on X, it's like today. Okay, I've been waiting for it to drop. Okay, right. So I'm watching the trending every day, and it's still the people who don't like him are just just hashtagging it to death because they want to keep it top. It's top 5. Smelly Trump. So they've got these memes. Grandpa smells like pee. it's just all these different memes of Trump, and it's just, oh my God. You know how much of a narcissist he is. Right, he's got to be hating this shit.
Oh, he is.
He hates this. This is bad. But just wanted y'all to know.
Smelly Trump.
All right. Yeah. Another thing that's really been trending.
I was hoping that was a joke when I saw that.
I did too. I mean, no, I wasn't hoping. I was laughing. I was like, oh, hell, this is going to be funny. And the more you look at it, I mean, people have stories. You remember the time he farted in front of Dianne Feinstein? He was giving a speech, and Dianne Feinstein, the late Dianne Feinstein, was sitting next to him, and he's giving a speech. I guess he's at a table or something, and all of a sudden you hear somebody cut loose, and she tries to ignore it, right? So she's looking. So. I'm sorry. I know it's the holidays, y'all. Damn.
You need to stop, Mako. You need to stop.
Hey, you know what?
Stop it. Stop it.
Hey, what's the saying? He who smelt it, dealt it.
Stop it.
All right, y'all. Let me stop. All right. Oh, yeah. Hey, moving on to the next thing, okay? Another thing, and Mike covered all the big stories. I don't want to deal with crazy stuff. Simone Biles. All right, everybody loves Simone. Simone, is America's sweetheart, kind of a darling, and that's just the way. As a matter of fact, as we speak right now, I think Sports Illustrated has chosen her as Sportswoman of the Year, and I think LeBron is Sportsman of the Year. Mm-hmm. But as we do the story, as she's still getting all these accolades, as she's the most awarded gymnast in the history of the sport, her husband goes on this podcast. What's the name of the podcast, Vi?
The Pivot. Okay. And Ryan Clark is on it. Ryan Clark is for the Steelers, and a couple of other, ex-football players. And he's talking about the fact that he was on this exclusive app. I guess it's an app for entertainers. They met on that app, and he had no clue who she was. He didn't even know who she was. So he's talking about the fact that he didn't know who she was. And I think somehow he alluded to the fact that he was the catch in the whole relationship, that he's the catch. Mm-hmm. And people got pissed, man. I mean, it has been, I kid you, just like Smelly Trump. It is competing. It is continuously competing for the top spot. If not for Christmas, if not for Merry Christmas, I think it would be number one. That and Smelly Trump would be number one. Okay. Yeah. So, Vi, you listen to the whole podcast. So can you listen to the whole thing? I think people only listen to that clip and they get pissed. The thing that they say that I hear is how this dude's career is going to be over in a year to 2 years. How does he feel that he's bigger than Simone Biles? We don't know. We don't even know his name. As a matter of fact, his name is Mr. Simone Biles, as far as we're concerned. So they are going off. Black women are pissed off. The other thing that black women have kind of gone off on Simone about is because, Simone has liked a comment about black women that black women hate when it comes down to relationships. So, Vi, I'm going to you. What's your takeaway from this? They're going too far. If they listen to the whole clip, because he's actually being honest. He did not know who she were. He looked up and found out about her, about how good she was. He really didn't know how good she was.
Yeah.
This how he didn't know what was going on. When they went out to eat one day, they went out to eat at this restaurant, at this what they call the famous place. He said he was so surprised. He said he was so surrounded, but they were asking him to take the pictures of Simone with other people. He said he really didn't know who she was. And clearly Simone did not mind. She drove 45 miles to go see this guy.
Yeah.
He didn't go see her now. She drove 45 miles to go see him. And like he said, it wasn't that he didn't know it. He said at the point of his time, he hadn't even made the football team. He was trying to make the football team. Had been cut once or twice. He said, I'm trying to make the football team at this time. I really don't want to be in no serious relationship with nobody. I really don't. But he met her. He liked her. And they fell in love. Like he told, he even asked her, who do you compete against? She said, myself. He said, really? Who do you compete against? He said, myself. And then he started reading up and he realized, dang, this girl is awesome. She is great. And like he said, like when the Olympics was going on, I think he was in the bowl game.
Yeah.
Like I said, when you that dedicated trying to make the NFL, do you really care about the Olympics? If you're not a first round draft pick, you're trying to make the NFL. So he was not degrading her. He was telling how they met. And at that time, he felt like he was the kid. Now, do he feel that way now? No, he don't feel that way now. But at the time, he did. Yeah. And she felt that way. Like she told him, she said, one day, I'm going to retire. And if he be good as he's going to be, he won't be known as Simone. He would not be known as Simone Biles' husband. I'll be known as Simone Biles' husband instead of the other way around. Like, he didn't mean anything about it. She was there at the time he was saying this. They was laughing.
Yeah, they were on together.
So she is in love. I mean, they are happy. So if a couple is happy, who are you to try to tell them? And majority of the time, people tell you stuff like that. They're not in a happy relationship.
Yeah.
So whoever makes you like the preachers tell us when I used to go to church, he said, run your marriage how you want to run it. If a woman pays the bill in your house and she controls all the money, if that works for you, that works for you. You don't worry about nobody else. Worry about your own marriage. Keep your house happy. So that's what I would tell Simone then. Are you happy? Is he happy? Are your relationship good? Then keep out the noise. Yeah. Keep out the noise.
What about you, Talib? I mean, you're just hearing about this. I mean, you're a parent, because these are 20-somethings, y'all.
Listen, from this story, I know one thing, that both of those people, both of those individuals have great self-esteem. So kudos to their people for, instilling that kind of self-esteem in them, because the real is they both are a catch. And if you don't look at yourself as a catch, then something is wrong. Or you just need to go and do a little more work until you're confident in who you are and you know what you have to offer to someone else. To be honest, that speaks more to the obliviousness of men in general, and the fact that these millennials or the Gen Zers or whatever the term is for people in that age bracket right now, they're clueless. They are. Look, come on, bruh. Simone Biles is the biggest gymnast that's hit this country in years. She's got the kind of name brand value. She's on Wheaties. Right. You know what I mean? Like, yo, man, and you don't know who she is?
But can I say something?
Really?
To you, I agree, but I'm not surprised. Because, when I look at their age, when I look at his age, and the fact, I mean, Vi, he was talking about was spending 15 hours a day dedicated to training. To the point where he didn't know probably who the president was.
This guy got cut a couple of times.
Right. Yeah.
Now, if you've been cut a couple of times, you try to make the team. You ain't focused on nothing else but trying to make that football team.
But I think people try to liken it to what Keke Palmer has gone through with her situation, because people are watching these scenarios happen where I guess high profile women. And it doesn't happen. It's not just a black thing. I mean, you look at Britney Spears and you look at, some of the other, I guess, actresses or singers we grew up with, or, Halle Bailey, the Bailey sisters, they meet people who may not be on the same level, names we don't know. Right. And then, we judge them quickly, based on an action or a comment, but the women tend to know them better than we do.
Right.
So I mean, I think it's reactionary based on other things that have happened. But I agree with you, Vi, when, I kind of, you go in because these clips are clickbait. They pull you, they pull you in.
You have to listen to if you listen to the whole podcast, you can see there was nothing bad about what he said whatsoever. He was just, they asked the question, how y'all met?
Yeah. So it's almost like, it's clickbait. It brings you in, and all of a sudden you mad, your blood pressure's high, and you cussing and responding, And I have to be, I'm telling you, on the sports side, I have to be careful, man, because I have to know the story, because before sometimes I go in responding like, But I agree with you, Vi. And,
but my thing is, they have
good point to lead though about knowledge. I mean, part of this is knowledge. It's like pop culture. Simone Biles is part of the culture,
right?
Well, here's one thing. But if you're into the Olympics and you really into that kind of stuff, you can't help but to know her, because she's probably the greatest of all time right now.
But you don't even have to know the Olympics to a certain extent, because it consumes.
You can say I've heard of Simone. You can say I've heard of Simone Biles, but you still really don't know who she is. You don't know how great she is. Yeah, that's the names out there.
I mean, you don't have to know what she does and her exercises and what she does. She's on the floor.
If you ask him who she compete with, clearly he don't know who she talking to. She competes with nobody.
Yeah, he doesn't understand the sport.
But that was a trick question too. That question was a little loaded.
And then she said, myself.
Who else? Nobody's coming close at the moment.
When you're that great, that's like saying, if I know I'm at my best, I can't be beat.
Right.
Yeah. Only person I know say that, like, only person I look at, people say, like, when I look at Michael Jordan, he say that, I believe him. Other folks I look at, you full of it. I ain't hearing all that. Simone Biles,
can I say this?
I believe that about her, though.
Let me say this, man. There are people when like Michael Jordan. I'm sure if considering Michael Jordan and who he dates, he's probably ran across some women who didn't know his greatness. They don't know his greatness. You know what I'm saying?
If you're not a sports fan, you ain't gonna know Michael Jordan greatness.
You're not gonna know. You're not gonna know.
You heard him how much money he got.
You're not gonna know. Yeah.
You heard him, but you don't know how great he is. But you heard him say, "Oh, he's filthy rich."
Yeah.
Look at this, man. There's a clip that's online going viral where Simone is basically at the game, and there's a guy comes over to her by the name of Frozen Cheesehead. One of those regulars at the game, and he hands her a helmet, a baseball cap that he's basically fashioned into a goat.
Okay.
In one hand, she is like holding gold medals, and then it's got her name on the other, on the other shoulder. And then the guy says, I don't know if this was on purpose or not, but she was like, oh yeah, and here's one for he gave one to the hubby as well. You know what I mean? But it was like, that's the afterthought. And, honestly speaking, when I tell my sons to date above their pay grade.
Yeah,
I'm like, yo, man, if you're gonna get a girl, man,
that's a good thing. If you can actually do that, bro. Good advice.
Yeah, man, what if you got to shoot for the stars, right?
You heard me say,
come home with, I don't want you to come home with Sukihana.
You heard me say that's good. I said that's good advice.
Sexy red at the door.
I said that's good advice. That's good advice.
Hey, shoot for the, what did Casey Kasem, shoot for the moon.
Right, you're amongst the stars.
And if you land on the stars, you're still doing good.
Right. Yeah. And yo, man, and my man, he's definitely done that. I gotta find out what this app is. You mean I can pull some
But hey, let me say this, man, and then we'll move on.
They out there,
to what your big stories are. I'm gonna move on to what your big stories are, but let me tell you, his minutes of fame are definitely going to be over before hers. Hers are forever.
She's in the book.
I mean, because let me tell you. Let me say this. I remember. I'm old school, and I remember freaking Nadia Comaneci.
Right. Nadia Comaneci.
And Kathy.
Right.
Kathy Rigby. Yeah. What was her name back
Dorothy Hamill.
Dorothy Hamill. So, dude, I remember how big these women Olympians were. You know what I'm saying? Who were like either in gymnast, or like Dorothy Hamill. Not everybody would know figure skating,
right?
But yeah, I mean, Simone Biles is forever.
Well, and let's this dude become great.
So let's hope he can handle.
Yeah. Right. Unless he come greater than Ed Reed, he's never gonna reach that level.
Let me tell you, dude, he better watch A Star Is Born. He better go watch A Star Is Born.
They got good genes. Whatever child they have, boy or girl, good genes.
Oh, man. All I can say is he better go watch A Star Is Born and start adjusting his mentality going forward, because she's going to be so much bigger.
Well, like I said, when you listen to the podcast, he
nobody's going to remember his career.
Like I said, we looked at the part, he knows that. Like I said, they went out to get ice cream. And when it was out there, he said the next thing they were surrounded. He said, what in the world was going on? And they was asking him to take pictures of Simone and them. Right. Nobody asked for his argument. Yeah. They was all about Simone. So he knows that already. He didn't know it now, but he definitely knows it now. Because like he said,
I'm going to end the discussion.
Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm going to end the discussion by... Yeah, because we gotta move on. But I'm just gonna leave him a word of advice: go watch A Star Is Born, and adjust accordingly before make the adjustment. Y'all, Talib, you looking away. You know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Well, I might even watch that show because I have no idea what you're talking about.
This is what I miss about Vi not being here, bro.
It does not end well.
I think I've laughed more this week than I have in the past month.
My Christmas gift to you.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it, Sam.
All right, Talib, what's your big takeaway? What's your big takeaway for the week? What's your big takeaway?
My big takeaway this week is that Biden pardons marijuana use nationwide.
Wow, I saw that. Wow.
Now, he did not say marijuana sales.
Yep.
He was just saying marijuana use.
Your plug is not getting away.
Right, you're right. So basically, because last year he said that, he did like a proclamation saying something to the effect of, we're going to pardon marijuana users. So, but what this does is this is the official thing. So, the implication of Biden's pardon promises to have significant implications as criminal records for marijuana use and possession have imposed barriers to employment, housing, and educational opportunities. So now with this pardon in place, hopefully, we will be able to at least move past the initial stigma of, oh, you smoked weed, you can't get this job. And we can move into areas where, it's they're treating the decriminalization of the plant, like it really is, as opposed to, well, we're kind of doing it, but we're not giving you banking. You know what I mean? And we're not, when we're not there's no pardon. So, you still have a criminal record if you did it before this. But, I think it's just one more step to hopefully getting marijuana taken off the class schedule that it's on, and moving into something where people can,
So are you saying that I can eat my gummies this weekend and not worry about no drug test when I go to work next week?
You didn't already? I feel like I have after this show.
Hey, Talib. Once again. Don't blame the podcast.
I didn't get an answer. That's a yes. Yes or no? Is it okay?
Don't blame the podcast.
Well, yes. So, yes, it's time to right those wrongs. According to Biden, it's time to right those wrongs.
Hey.
I think so. You tell me it ain't okay yet, then.
That's on you.
Well, Biden has commuted sentences for 11 people who are serving disproportionately long sentences for nonviolent drug offenses.
I think I will continue to leave him alone then.
Okay. All right.
I need my job. I need my job at least 3 more years.
Okay. Well, then while you're waiting, I'll keep you posted. Okay. Keep me posted. No, the dummy is good.
but we don't care about the plug that delivers in rain, snow, sleet, or dark of night. He's going to jail.
I will leave
y'all done left the hardworking plugs out there. They like, damn.
Oh man.
All right, what you got?
Okay, I don't know. This might be old news, but it's still fresh to me. Cam Newton. The public had the commentators jumped on Cam because he called the quarterbacks, game managers. Yeah. And I'm like, Cam, okay, can't he say that? Jump on him about his opinion. Why y'all attacking Cam? Y'all attacking his persona, his personality. Y'all ain't attacking his opinion. Like that girl, my sister, she went way online. Talking about Cam talking like he in the basement. I said, dude, this is an MVP football player.
Yes. Yeah.
If you want to say his opinion is wrong, fine, but don't degenerate Cam Newton. He has a right to give his opinion. It's like you saying, if I'm not on TV, I can't give my opinion, which is wrong. That's about like telling Cam to shut up and go throw a pass. No, he can say what he wants to say. And I agree with Cam. They are game managers. They're not game changers. They're game managers. Yeah. And that's not we need to stop saying that's a bad connotation. It's not, because they are great at what they do. They are great because their team can't win without them. But you can't ask them, you can't say at the last second, 2 minutes left, hey man, I need you to go win this game for me. They can't do that.
Yeah.
So, that's all I'm saying.
And the reason I agree with you, Vi, is because I mean, look, Cam's a great player, man. Cam was a great college player.
He was great.
During his peak, his period of time he played, he was a great player. And, I think, I'll be honest with you. I think Cam gets a lot of heat from, especially the folks at ESPN, some of the commentators.
It's like they got a grind on him.
Because he's different. The way he wears his hair, the way he dresses, but Cam is a very intelligent guy with a football IQ as high as Peyton Manning, regardless of how they want to paint him.
Right.
Cam knows how to get it done. I mean, I was one of the advocates who said, look, I mean, at least have Cam on the Falcons team squad as a backup.
Correct.
If not, I mean, he's in town.
He's better than Ritter.
Yeah, he is. I mean, so my point is, it's like, I think some of the, because here's the thing. I compare the way they treat Aaron Rodgers. When you talk about weird, that, you know what I'm saying? I mean, if anybody's weird, Aaron Rodgers is strange. Who comes back talking about he's coming back from an Achilles tear? You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just the things he does. I'm going into a dark cave, and when I come out, I'm going to have what? Dude, Cam's not talking that kind of trash.
They're talking
football. And you're absolutely right. He's spot on. There's a difference between what you see today versus a Joe Montana versus a freaking, I mean, I'm just calling it what it is. Even going back to Randall Carmichael. What was his name? Played for Philadelphia back in the day.
Cunningham.
Randall Cunningham. These great quarterbacks who knew how to make plays break away and change a game. Dude, I mean, as a Falcons fan, you know how many times our heart's been broken by some of the.
It's like Shannon Sharp said. It's like Shannon Sharp said. Stop calling these players great. They're good.
You do.
They're way above average. They're pro, but you're gonna call them great?
Dude, let me say this. I appreciate you saying that because I do want to make a comment. I don't want to make this ESPN, but I have to say it. Randy Moss needs to shut up, dude. Shut up. How can you elevate yourself above Jerry Rice? Come on, man.
He changed the game.
Who cares? Look at it, dude. Look, Jerry Rice. Let me just say this for people who don't understand.
It's the greatest.
And somebody said this. I take this from something that somebody else needed to say. Not only was Jerry Rice player of like a decade in the 80s, he was player of the decades. He was player of the decade in the 80s and the 90s. He dominated. Nobody is even close to the records he set.
Nobody.
Plus, he broke all the records when there were fewer games. They didn't even have as many games.
And when the main thing was running the ball, not throwing.
Yeah. And in addition to that, and I'll make this the last thing, he was going across the middle when you would get your head knocked off.
Clean off.
And when the receiver can put their hands on you all the way down the field.
Yes.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, I hate it, man. I hate it in the NBA. I hate it for the NBA when they do these greatest of all time. You can't let's just keep to the stats. When you elevate above someone statistically, then you're greater. But until you do that, you're not.
Well, yeah, that whole GOAT argument is just killing me right now.
It's killing me.
I wish LL had never said that, used that expression, because that is probably the most overused.
It is
for people who do not deserve it.
Well, I like
you might as well keep it fair. Keep it fair and stick to the numbers.
I like what Michael Jordan said. Michael Jordan said, "I will never say that I'm the greatest." I will leave that to y'all. He says it's unfair to compare when you got different stages of how they play ball.
Yeah.
It's because everybody say I got 6. Bill Russell got 11.
Yeah.
So why is he not never considered the greatest? He got 11 rings. No one ever gonna come close.
I say just keep it. If you want to keep it, make it generational or make it by decade.
I blame LeBron for that.
Yeah, I agree.
He always talking about he's always saying he's going to be the greatest. I'm trying to be the greatest dude.
So you give it to LeBron more than Muhammad?
Who? Muhammad Ali? Well,
he's the one that coined it.
But he was saying, but no one ever. But they gave Muhammad his. We ain't gonna take that. Muhammad, when Muhammad said it, he was out there doing his thing. He was taking all challenges. If you think I'm wrong, get in the ring with me.
Right. That's it. Right. But
he was crazy.
Let me say, Vi, go ahead.
He was crazy enough getting there with Jordan Foreman. He crazy.
Yeah, I know. Hey, but let me say, man, the LeBron argument and the Michael argument will always go on.
It is.
But I will say this. Let me say, LeBron manufactured his greatness. And the reason I say that is, he acted like a GM / player. I mean, that's all he was doing was going from team to team, city to city. And Michael did it straight up in Chicago. Period.
Well, and then
he developed maybe a few players he plugged in, but he didn't have to request trades or do this, free agency and create these super teams and all this. Mm-hmm. No, Michael did it based on his talent, based on his city, based on his core. Yeah. It's just he and Scottie Pippen and whoever they could build around him. But that was it. So I think you gotta respect the process that Michael developed versus LeBron, because anybody can say, well, shit, it ain't happening here. Let me go to another city. Michael didn't do that.
My problem with LeBron is I don't have a problem with that.
I think LeBron is greater socially. His activism,
no doubt, hands down.
His activism makes him untouchable.
It's not even close. Not even close.
Because Michael was like, "Hey, Republicans got shoes."
I got to make these dollars.
Michael Jordan was like, "Hey, Republicans got to buy shoes too. I don't care."
But my problem with LeBron is, he thinks it's an insult to be considered not the greatest.
Yeah.
That's my problem.
But he's got it. But dude, and we could have a whole podcast on this. I mean, this is like, but I just do believe it's two different. It's two different processes. It's two different processes. All right, here's my last thing, and I got to say it, man. For the city of Atlanta, and for the Falcons, man, y'all look. And I said this earlier in the season. I respect Ritter, man. I without a doubt, I feel bad for the guy. I feel bad for the kid because the coaching process that the Falcons have gone through is trash. Smith should not have been, in my opinion. I thought at that time they should have hired Eric Bieniemy. I thought he was the guy. They were better. If anything, they should have kept Raheem Morris. So this is a situation where you get what you get. And we're seeing the crumbling of a bad strategy in this. And unfortunately, it's costing careers. It's already cost the career. I mean, call him what you want, Marcus Mariota. And it's costing the career. You're seeing the kid's career being over. Desmond Ritter.
As a starter, is over.
As a starter, he's going to be relegated to backup maybe for the rest of his career potentially, or practice squad because of mismanagement. Yeah. And I think, the next coach, whatever the Falcons decide to do, the Falcons have to hire a legitimate coach. Stop hiring these first-time coaches. I know it's the trend, but you need somebody right now who is a general. You need to hire a general. Quit hiring sergeants. Quit hiring sergeants to run everything. Hire a general. Hire a colonel. Get somebody who's had that level of management and leadership, because you just can't be a coordinator. I mean, Arthur Smith is a high-level coordinator who tried to run a team.
He's not good at that. And he's
not good at that.
He's known for his offense, right? And he's known for the offense.
Yeah, and his offensive skills have taken us to the bottom.
Which I don't understand.
Talib, you want to say something or you froze?
We hired a defense coordinator. Offense is great. Defense sucks. We hired an offense coordinator. Defense great. Yeah. Offense sucks. So what is going on?
Well, I'm just going to leave it at that. I just think the fish rots at the head, and it's unfortunate because you're seeing people's careers ruined. These quarterbacks. Same thing that happened in Chicago. Justin Fields. I mean, his career was ruined because mismanagement. The beginning of his career. You bring these young players in, man. They need leadership. They need guidance. They need the right decision.
You can't expect a man to do it by himself.
You can't expect these young QBs out of college to come into the NFL game and immediately turn your franchise around.
Yeah, bring them
Ain't
out.
Gonna happen.
Mahomes said a bit for about like a year and a half.
Yeah, ain't gonna happen. Talib, did you have something? And then I'll go to you, Vi, to close us out. Talib, last comment.
Atlanta likes losers.
Whoa!
But I mean, listen.
They don't know your address, dude.
Listen, I'm a fan.
No, wait a minute. I'm gonna say. I'm
a fan, bro. I'm a fan. I'll say this real quick, Mike. I'm a fan of Atlanta football. I'm a fan of Atlanta basketball. I'm somewhat of a fan of Atlanta baseball. The only team and the soccer team, so the Braves and the United are the only teams that we've had that have any kind of rings. But yet and still, we still go and party at the not Fulton County, at Mercedes-Benz like it was a nightclub. Yeah. You know what I mean? So listen, we could talk about, Falcons all day long, man. But really, the Falcons, what they inspire in Atlanta is party spirit. Yeah. And people will
rise up
and support that party spirit all the time because it feels good. Yeah. But Atlanta does not want a winning team. in football or basketball, and I'm convinced.
I'm going to say this. I think as a fan, as a longtime fan, it seems that way, but it seems that way to lead from an ownership and a management standpoint.
That's what I'm talking about.
Because the ownership and the management, especially with the Hawks, I mean, I'm already upset that the Hawks, I mean, let me tell you, true, this is a real statistic. As of the taping of this show, in the last 1,200 games for the Atlanta Hawks, they are 600 and 600. People talk about the Hawks being like a mediocre. How mediocre can you be? Wow. The last 1,200 games, they are split 600 and 600, but it shows because the owners won't make the financial commitment to spike and turn around. The Braves all day. Braves have been doing it the right way.
Correct.
Alex, I can't say his last name, is a masterful. The Braves, Alex Anthopoulos, or how do you say his name? Yeah. He is the master of building a team. He understands it. He gets it. He's done it the right way. But as far as blank, get a good coach, dude. Get the right coach. Make an investment in the right. You never know who's going to be the right QB, but you got to make the investment. You can't hope somebody out of college with no experience comes in here and turns your franchise. He can't be your franchise quarterback. Absolutely right. Mahomes, Vi, you said it. What, a year and a half? He sat on the bench.
A year and a half. Yeah. But if you're going to draft, you don't got to be your franchise quarterback. Get him some help.
Get him some help. Yeah.
Right. Like when Cincinnati drafted their quarterback, they drafted a wide receiver from LSU came with him. He had help.
Yeah, it's sad.
So
it's sad. All right, y'all. Hey, appreciate it. And just quick notes, man, for the rest of the year. This is going to be our last episode of the year. We'll come back after the first of the year. But I am going to have a list of our top 10 episodes for 2023, and I'll post it. But I won't go through it because we've gone a little bit long in this episode. But I appreciate you guys definitely for the commentary, man. This has been some commentary indeed. Go to castropolis.net. Choose the people poll. I don't want to have nothing to do with it. I'm just glad y'all didn't go where I told you not to go. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for staying away from a certain topic this week. Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
But big thanks to Syracuse Mike, Tanya B. Thank you so much. Of course, Vi, Talib, author and political analyst Harold Michael Harvey. Man, thanks to our crew. Millennial Nick, Lady J, Regia. Man, thank you so much, K-Dub. All those who help us make it week to week, man. And don't forget, because as you travel over the holidays, share the show. You can find everything at castropolis.net or go to the app. Get the 200th episode long sleeve tee. That's on castropolis.net. Again, subscribe, turn on your notifications. The daily is on hiatus until after the first of the year, so check us out. Any last comments before you leave for the year? Any shout outs?
No.
Bye.
People, I know Biden said y'all, he pardoned y'all, but stay off that weed. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. You're going to be unemployed.
Hey, don't be at Atlantic Station lighting up.
Don't fall for it. Right. The country, y'all going to say, damn, the country commentator told me. I sure did.
Right,
don't not be lighting up in the middle.
And have a good Christmas.
Yeah. Absolutely. I agree.
And a new year.
And with that, y'all, episode 206 is in the can. Absolutely. Have a great holiday, y'all. Peace.
Peace out.
Power to the people. Power to the people, y'all.
Ho, ho, ho.
You've been listening to This is the G Podcast. This is the G Podcast is a production of the Castropolis Podcast Network. Thanks for listening.